Good evening and welcome to Sunset News this Wednesday evening. As always, we bring you news, community stories, economics, weather, and sports. I am Glenora Shipura. In the news tonight, Oshana Governor Elia Irimari yesterday launched the highly anticipated PST Bet Governors Cup at Oshakati. The cup is set to take place from the 12th to the 14th of August 2023 at the Oshakati Independent Stadium. Irimari said the tournament promises to be an exceptional showcase of skill, determination, and the true spirit of sportsmanship. Let's take a look.
In all respect to the communities and people of Oshana, and with all respect to the parents who have released their kids, and the school managers who have let their school kids to go and train and to take part in this event, and all those sponsors who make sure that this event is to take place, PST Bet Namibia, Namdia, Pupkewitz, Toyota, Volkswagen Pupkewitz, Namdia Erongo Marine, Ondonga Traditional Authority, we say thank you for your sponsors. So what we have told you that we are going to do is it's in reality and it's in motion. So it's on this basis together we are launching the Governors Cup 2023 here in Oshana. Oh. Hey. There we are. Okay? There we are.
Now, the Namibia Nurses Union has issued a stern statement denouncing the exploitation of nurses by the Namibian government and the alarming deterioration of the country's healthcare system. Nurses, widely recognized as the backbone of an operational healthcare system, have found themselves in an increasingly dire situation. Among the major grievances raised by NANU is a drastic reduction in nurses' overtime pay. Despite mounting workloads and staffing shortages, several health regional directors have been ordered to slash nurses' overtime hours, come down to a mere 18 hours per month. The irony is that nurses frequently log these extended hours due to the demanding patient load and resource scarcity. We have come across disappointing reports from regions such as Kunene and the Oshadonjupa, where nurses that are supposed to work from 8 to 5 p.m. at clinics are now being forced to work on weekends with no overtime payment unless a patient was tended to, explained NANU Secretary General Junius Shulungu. As a result of healthcare facilities being understaffed, sometimes you find one nurse tending to 100 patients, which is common in the remote areas. Shulungu added, given the gravity of the issues, NANU has put forth a series of demands aimed at rectifying the situation. These demands include the proper payment of overtime hours as per labor regulations and an end to working beyond regular hours if the government persists in its directives, and the discontinuation of the weekend and after-hours work at clinics unless they are officially proclaimed as health centers. Now getting into our next story, well-known Pastor Shalongo Haimbodi and a member of his church will have to fork out $30,000 million for calling two people witches. The High Court ruled. The plaintiffs, Aloisa Shingunji Nehoya and Veronica Venokatiti Ngitwa, filed a claim against Haimbodi and Asteria Alwindo for making defamatory statements on Facebook, accusing them of being witches. Haimbodi, who is a pastor of Believers Christian Church and Bible Study located at Oniheliwa Village in Omusati region, Etia constituency, and Alwindo failed to defend themselves in court. Now, the court determined that the statements were defamatory and made harm to the plaintiffs. As a result, the court awarded each plaintiff $15,000 million in damages to be paid jointly and severely by the defendants. Additionally, the court ordered the defendants to pay interest at a rate of 20% per annum from the date of judgment until the final payment, along with the cost of the lawsuit. The case has been finalized and removed from the court's roll. The plaintiffs, who were represented by Henry Shimutukwini, approached the High Court after Haimbodi and Alwindo authored and featured audio and video recordings which were widely published and circulated and which contained false defamatory statements, alternatively suggesting innuendos and insinuations about and concerning the plaintiffs. If urgent action is not taken, Namibia and South Africa face the loss of African penguin, the only type of penguin on the continent. According to a report by the South African Ministry of Forestry, Fisheries and the Environment, this type of penguin will be extinct by 2035 if no action is taken. In 2015, there were 5,800 breeding pairs of this species in Namibia, but this year there are no more than 4,000 breeding pairs left, and experts believe this is an optimistic number.
Indien daar nie dringend ingegryp word nie, staar Namibië en Suid-Afrika die uitwissing van die Afrika pikkewyn in die gesig. Hierdie soort pikkewyn is die enigste pikkewyn wat voorkom op die Afrika vasteland en hy kom slegs in Suid-Afrika en in Namibië voor. Namibië sal dit beter ken as die soort pikkewyn daar by Halifax. ‘n plaaslike kenner van seevoëls, Jessica Kemper, wat sedert in 1999 tot haar aftrede met seevoëls gewerk het, sê dat daar in 2015 5,800 broeipare in Namibië was, maar vanjaar is hulle nie meer as 4,000 nie. Sy sê hierdie is 'n baie optimistiese syfer en dit is waarskynlik aansienlik minder as 4,000 broeipare. Sy sê hulle nommers neem beslis af. En selfs sedert die 1950s toe formele tellings begin het, is daar 'n afname in hulle syfers opgemerk en sy sê dit dui dan nou waarskynlik dat hulle syfers reeds besig was om af te neem in die 1950s. Sy sê in die vroeë 2000s het hulle syfers 'n bietjie gestabiliseer voordat hulle weer drasties begin afneem het. Sy sê die grootste faktor wat bydra tot die uitwissing van die Afrika pikkewyn is die feit dat hulle nie meer sardyn as 'n voedselbron het, of kan staatmaak op sardyn as 'n voedselbron nie. Sy sê sardyn is 'n voedselbron wat hoog in energie is en nadat die sardyne oorbevis en dus verdwyn het uit die suidelike Namibiese waters, moes die Afrika pikkewyn begin staatmaak op voedselbronne wat laer is in energie en dus moes hulle harder werk om die energie wat hulle nodig het vol te hou. Sy sê daar is ook baie ander faktore soos die agteruitgang van hulle broeiplekke en dan natuurlik ook menslike faktore wat bydra. Sy sê die Afrika pikkewyn het ook van 2018 na 2019 onder 'n uitbreking van voëlgriep deurgeloop en sy sê hierdie sal waarskynlik dan nou meer gereeld voorkom aangesien voëlgriep dan nou ook saam met mense rondreis en dat daar nou nuwe variante ongeveer elke jaar voorkom. Die Suid-Afrikaanse koerant The Mail and Guardian het ook maandag berig dat die Suid-Afrikaanse minister van Bosbou, Visserye en die Omgewing, Barbara Creecy, 'n 10-jaar verbod op visvang naby Dussen-eiland, Robben-eiland, Stony Point, Deyer-eiland, St. Croix-eiland en Voël-eiland in werking gesit het. Dit is alles plekke waar die Afrika pikkewyn voorkom. Daar sal glo tydens die implementering van hierdie besluit data versamel word en 6 jaar na die implementering en dataversameling begin het, sal hierdie besluit hersien word. Maar lees meer oor die Afrika pikkewyn en sy dorre uitkyk in Morris Republiek.
Now, Paragon says it is ready to take over the airport ground handling operations. We get into this story in our Story of the Day segment after the break.
Welcome to Active Kids, a daily TV show that sparks creativity, learning, and fun for young minds. With exciting activities and lessons, Active Kids inspires curiosity and a love for learning.
New face to the 15.
The perfect mix of play and education. Don't miss out on the fun. Tune into Active Kids on NTV every weekday at 10 o'clock and let the adventure begin.
Getting into our story of the day, Paragon, through its legal representatives, emphasized this morning during a press conference that they will no longer tolerate Menzies' tug-of-war concerning the Hosea Kutako ground handling services. The company said it will take over the services once the notice issued by the Namibia Airports Company following the court judgment on Tuesday expires. Cesar Namanje, Paragon's lawyer, said his clients will not tolerate the audacity and arrogance displayed by the company and said this kind of attitude should not be tolerated in an independent Namibia. Menzies is a British ground handling service firm and was in charge of ground handling services at the airport.
New matter. This press conference is not about that matter. The press conference called by my client is in regard to the finalized matter before Justice Waitere, another matter that was before Justice Sibere is also finalized, and the Supreme Court matter which is also finalized, those three cases. So we are not going to comment on a matter that is still in court, that is the review by Menzies. Further, I want to say something about the judgment of yesterday. The judgment of yesterday did a number of things. The first one is that it, as Lazarus just indicated, set aside the notice of 4 days that was given to Menzies by NAC. The judge, in his judgment, also found and determined that the reasonable period that could be given to Menzies by NAC is 30 days. Those who have the judgment can look at the judgment. There is a finding by the judge in one of the paragraphs to that effect. Of course, Menzies, the issue of the notice is an issue between NAC and Menzies, and Paragon is not involved. That would mean that at minimum, Menzies would have to be given a notice, either 30 days, I don't know whether it's more than 30 days or 30 days. But what is clear, the judge has found that 30 days would be reasonable. So when my clients are saying that they are prepared to commence, we do not know whether in the meantime the notice has been given to Menzies, or it will be given today, tomorrow, or next week. But we expect, because of the delay caused by all these litigations, we expect that notice to go out as soon as possible. Otherwise, our client will be suffering continuous damages and losses because of all this unlawful refusal of a party to leave the airport.
Now moving on, we take a look at entrepreneurs who are providing for the family through poultry farming. We get into the story after the break.
eTicket, your online ticket solution for events and event marketing, bringing you ease of mind and making sure that your event gets out there. For more information, contact events@nmh.com.na.
Now, upholding entrepreneurship in the Central North, Rubizai Mudiba shares more about running a poultry farm with her husband to support their family.
Hello, my name is Rubizai Mudiba. Me and my husband, we are doing a poultry farming.
Okay, so when did the business begin?
The business is begin in 2019. Yes.
Okay, and why did you decide on this specific business?
We said we just want to try this business because we see here in Namibia people, they were always buying the chickens in the shops. So we said let us just try this business and see how it is going.
Okay,
yes.
And how is it going so far?
So far it's going so good because people in the community, they are responding and they like the meat because it's just original. There's no These are like the one for the shop, is just original. When you cook it, it just comes like it is sweet. Yes.
Okay, so what is your favorite thing about running this business?
My favorite things about running this business is actually motivating me, and also it gives me power, and also I'm surviving because of this business. Yes.
What else do you benefit from running a poultry business?
The benefit we are when we are running this business is we are taking care of ourselves and also taking care of the family, and we can see that it's working. We are just doing this business, and also we are helping also the community to get something to eat also with their family.
Okay.
Yes.
So if you can describe your chicken to me, if I was a customer, what would you say?
Oh, when I'm describing my chicken, this chicken is very good, I'm telling you. You know, it's different from the shop's chickens. This one is original. When you cook it, you just and also it's tasting. It's very tasting than the one in the shop. And also it's big. When you take it, you also feed the whole family. When you put it in the pot, it's not coming small. It's just the meat itself.
Okay.
So I can describe this business of chicken is so good, and also it pays. Yes.
Okay. Moving on to the benefits, or after learning about the benefits of the chicken, how do you take care of them?
Yeah, okay. So we buy the chicken when they are day old from Windhoek. There's a farm who is having the chicken, so he come and deliver here in Ochuarongo. So we take them while they are day old. So we take them, then we start to give them the food called starter. That starter we just started to give them while they are 1 week. And also when you are preparing them, this chicken, the thing I can tell you, they need cleanliness.
Right after this, we get into your economic news. Now, data released by the International Air Transport Association for June 2023 shows that global air cargo markets recorded the smallest year-on-year contraction in demand since February 2022. According to IATA, factors influencing cargo demand include both the Manufacturing Output Purchasing Managers Index 49.2 and new export orders, which were below the critical threshold represented by the 50 mark, indicating a decline in global manufacturing production and exports. In addition, global cross-border trade decreased by 2.4% year-over-year in May, reflecting the cooling demand environment and challenging macroeconomic conditions. We get into our financial indicators. The Namibian dollar trades against the British pound at 24.09, against the euro at 20.81, against the US dollar at 18.95. 2 Namibian dollars and 63 cents gets you 1 Chinese yuan. On the commodities market, only Brent crude oil went up, trading at 0.70%, going for $86 and 89 cents per barrel. We now get into your international news. Now, 5 people have been killed in the South African city of Cape Town as a strike by minibus drivers that began last week turned violent, authorities said yesterday. The South African National Taxi Council announced a 1-week provisional shutdown last Thursday after failing to resolve various issues with the local government in Cape Town. We get into your weather predictions after this short break.
We are so excited to be kickstarting your morning with the entertainment.
Everything was happening during this past weekend.
Yes.
Exciting news. Wow, no, she was killing it already.
In my opinion, I don't see anything wrong with him serving the full term.
As well as keeping you informed on the issues that you need to know happening in and around our country.
Let's get into our weather predictions for tomorrow. Katima Mulilo will be expecting a minimum of 11 degrees with a maximum of 30 degrees, while Oshakati can expect a minimum of 16 degrees with a maximum of 31 degrees. Handys Bay can expect a minimum of 14 degrees with a maximum of 19 degrees, while Rehoboth can expect a minimum of 11 degrees with a maximum of 24 degrees. We'll now get into your sports news, proudly brought to you by Sports Rep.
Hi viewers and welcome to Sunset Sport News, brought to you by Sport Rep. I'm your host, Limba Mopetami. A leading northern-based boxing stable, MTC Kilimanjaro Boxing Club, is gearing up to host another thrilling boxing bonanza this month. The boxing bonanza, scheduled for the 26th of August, will be held in Omothea and will feature amateur boxing matches. Moving on, Namibian cycling officials have hailed the performance of Vera Lusa and Alex Miller after they finished 7th and 30th respectively at the UCI MTB Cross Country World Championships in Scotland on Sunday. Lusa's performance was the best yet by Namibian cyclists at a World Championship. Namibia's Commonwealth Youth Team has acquired 2 bronze medals at the current 2023 Games in Trinidad and Tobago. The Games began on the 4th of August and have seen Namibia winning the medals in the triathlon as well as the discus. Well, of course, that ends today's Sunset Sports News. Catch us again tomorrow, same place, same time.
To another exciting episode of Irongo Top.
Is die weer en vertel ook vir julle waar die vis heel moontlik gaan byt.
Namibians are still safe.
Everywhere else, the Supreme Court said we are not going to rely on foreign judgments.
By all means, we try to not make journalists public figures, but at the end of the day, they are.
Very good evening. My name is Taiwan Jabala, your host.
With their Protestant offsprings.
But the implementation, like she's saying, is another thing.
Let's get into the news highlights from today's broadcast. The Namibia Nurses Union has issued a stern statement denouncing the exploitation of nurses by the Namibian government and the alarming deterioration of the country's healthcare system. Well-known Pastor Shalongo Haimbodi and a member of his church will have to fork out $30,000 Namibian for calling 2 people witches, the High Court ruled. Namibia's Commonwealth Youth Team has acquired 2 bronze medals at the current 2023 Games in Trinidad and Tobago. The Games began on the 4th of August, have seen Namibia winning the medals in triathlon and discus. And with that, we've come to the end of the broadcast. Make sure you join Sunset News on Facebook, on all the Animate platforms on weekdays, as well as on our website, oneup2.com. Sunset News screens on DSTV channel 285 and GoTV channel 25 every weekday from 7:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. I am Glenn Rashipura, and this has been Sunset News. Don't end your day without us.